and welcome to FDTV. We are back again with another episode of our daily football show. I'm your host Ali, joined with my fellow co-host Sivad. Sivad, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yet another video, yet another day. Let's get into it. And before we do, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel.
When Van Dijk got injured, Jurgen Klopp's men lost an element of dominance and they went on a poor run of 7 home losses in the absence of the big man. But Liverpool are not taking any chances and they did manage to sign a French brilliant centre back by the name of Ibrahima Konate. Do you think that Liverpool can capture the magic again in their formidable defense?
Clubs like Liverpool don't stay in the shadows for too long. And coming out of the shadows of last season, they should be having a flying start to this one. Now, Van Dijk is a leader. Van Dijk's presence really was missed when Liverpool went on that losing streak and were not the same club. Now, I've never seen one club be affected by one player so much so like Liverpool was by missing Van Dijk before. So that makes me think that they are a little bit over-reliant on him. And having Konate coming in is a great signing. And it's a great sign for the Liverpool fans that there is bright future ahead. But what I feel like is a must is adding depth to that defense. They brought in emergency players who were just there to fill in the gap, who was just there to essentially give room till Van Dijk is fully fit. Now that has been taken care of. Van Dijk is back, but you still need to keep that in mind. That sort of freak tackle can happen yet again, and once you've already been injured, it's really tough to stay fit. But that's my only concern. Other than that, a back four that you just named would scare any number of attackers in Europe right now. So I feel like they have a good enough chance with that defense. Now, if they're able to make the most out of it, that's another story. Do you think that they can make the most out of it?
Considering the track record of Jurgen Klopp, his teams tend to burn out quicker as compared to other managers. Now, they played with such high intensity. Alexander-Arnold were getting 20 assists per season. Robertson were contributing with brilliant crosses and goals on the left-hand side. So you see that every player, every piece of the puzzle on the pitch was contributing. And it was a beautiful puzzle at the end, which got them the Champions League and the league title after so many years. Now, Van Dijk coming back from injury, we see what happened with Radamel Falcao with the similar injury. He was not the same. He was considered one of the best players in the world, and same can happen with Van Dijk as well. They have good options on the bench as well. You got Joe Gomez, who got injured in the same time frame as Van Dijk, who's an English centre back, and if he was fit, I'm pretty sure he would be at the Euros, considering how brilliant he has been for Liverpool in their triumphs in European stages. Other than that, they got Joel Matip, who has always been an underrated name in the Liverpool squad. People forget how brilliant he has been in the crucial stages in their league title win. So that is where the depth comes in. I don't think they will invest in the defense anymore, but if Andrew Robertson gets injured or Trent gets injured, that's where the problem lies, and Jurgen Klopp needs to have a plan B. That brings me to the midfield of Liverpool. They signed Thiago, one of the best midfielders on the planet. According to a vast majority of Premier League fans, he has been underwhelming. What do you think can help him explode this season?
What the fans are suggesting is absolutely right, because for a certain period of time while watching Spain play in the Euros, I almost forgot that they had Thiago on the roster. They were bringing him on, I think like 80 minutes, 88 minutes. That's when he was coming on to really just give some fresh legs to the team. And that really shows how far he has fallen, because if not but one of the main player, that's what he was at Bayern Munich's triumph during all those years. He was a great player and still is a great player, and he's really unique on the ball. And I don't think Liverpool have anyone similar to him, and there isn't a profile like him in the world of football right now. So having such a great talent on your roster and not being able to make the most out of it, when clearly the other managers were able to take the most out of him and show that to the world, it really makes me think that what you said is right or wrong. History says that Klopp's team burn out after a couple of seasons, and that's been the same case for Liverpool. Now, typically what happens is by that time, Klopp has already left. But this time around, he's sticking around for a little bit longer. He's sticking around to see what he can do. Now, I don't think that Thiago is one of those players that, even though the managers might not be able to make the most out of him, that I feel like he'll still show up. He's one of those players that will still make an impact regardless of how he's deployed in the system, regardless of what his instructions are by the manager. Playing for Liverpool and not performing is just not the right thing.
His ability to pass the ball where other people don't even attempt to pass, that's what makes him a special player. And I think Thiago will explode this season. Now, there is a slight pressure on Thiago because Wijnaldum is gone, which means a certain amount of intensity and electricity that Wijnaldum provided is also gone. Thiago needs to fill in a role which is more progressive as compared to last season, in my opinion. Fabinho will obviously start in the center defensive midfielder spot. Henderson and Thiago might be the way to go for Liverpool next season. Do you see any major changes coming in the attack of Liverpool?
They need someone who can push them to improve. Because by themselves, Firmino, Mane and Salah are great talents. They just need someone to push them. Because Salah at times can get lazy. And when he gets lazy, he's not performing at the same level. So you need someone pushing him for that starting 11 spot. And if he has someone competing alongside with him, then I feel like he would be back to his best, because then he's fighting for his life. He's fighting for his football. And that's what I feel like Liverpool needs. They don't really need to essentially make a big name signing or let someone go at this point, because both Salah and Mane staying kind of shows that they want to play for Liverpool right now. They want to stay here. And if they want to stay here, you have to make them compete for their starting 11. You cannot make them feel comfortable. And if you make them feel uncomfortable, that's going to be the downfall, like it was so last season when none of them were firing particularly. None of them were performing particularly, right? So Firmino, to me, is probably one of the most underrated forwards right now. Not talked about enough, not mentioned in the conversations enough. But such a great talent, such a great player with great pace, great turn, and the way he plays is really unique. So I feel like Liverpool has to have a better season next season because of the squad they have. They only had one leader missing and they completely just had a downfall. And I feel like they should be able to get back to their best this season round.
Thank you so much for watching another video of FDTV.
It's been great to have you joining us. Again, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Every single subscription helps.
It motivates to put out more football content on a daily basis. Until then, see you next time. FDTV out.